Hi there, it's Yulia, certified holistic nutritionist and lifestyle coach at Blossom Healthy. And today I'm really excited to talk to an ex-client of mine. We worked together for a while, and it's Elisabeth. Elisabeth, welcome. So good to have you.
It's good to see you.
And tell us about yourself. Where do you live and what do you do?
My name is Elisabeth Dunhan, and I live in Portland, Oregon, and I am also a certified nutritionist, and I own a spa products company called Lava Love, and we make detox baths and soaps with lava, volcanic ash from Oregon volcanoes.
Sounds like a nice treat to use those products.
We have to get you some.
So tell us, you approached me and you asked me to help transition to a low-fat, fruit-based diet. So tell us about where you were before this diet, before you found this diet and lifestyle.
Well, I was eating what I would call a poorly executed plant-based diet, meaning I understood a little bit about plant-based nutrition, and I had been to True North Health in Santa Rosa, and I had done water fasting, and I had done juice fasting, and I had done a lot of green smoothies and salads. But like a lot of people who are fairly new to the lifestyle, I was eating too much fat in the diet, or I was falling off the wagon and eating deep fried chips and cheese or whatever. Occasionally my numbers were pretty low, but it was enough that I wasn't getting the results that I was seeing people like you get. So I was really drawn to the raw foods lifestyle early on, but I didn't really know how to get where I wanted to be.
Okay, and did you experience any health issues, or what encouraged you to switch to a low-fat whole food lifestyle?
Yeah, I was very sick with Lyme. I was diagnosed with Lyme disease. I had been sick for years before that and didn't know what it was. It was a mystery illness, and I had been from doctor to doctor and naturopath to naturopath, and they told me I just had anxiety or postpartum depression, and I knew in my heart that it was more than that. And I finally ended up just getting into like a super acute kind of emergency state. And I was put on an anti-anxiety / SSRI by my doctor. And I had a really dangerous reaction to the SSRI. And I ended up calling the ER after 3 days. And the nurse who talked to me said, "You're having a really, really dangerous reaction to this SSRI. You need to stop taking it." And she wanted me to taper off of it. And I was like, I don't want this in my body. And I just stopped. And I went through horrible withdrawal from that and was just in a huge amount of neurologic pain. To make a long story short, I ended up getting to a really good naturopath by the grace of God. And she diagnosed me, got me tested for Lyme, and I did have Lyme disease, which was probably a contributing factor to what I was going through. But she also tested me for heavy metals, and I had really high heavy metal levels. So that was another factor. And she kind of set me on the course to healing. She introduced me to True North Health in Santa Rosa. She went there once a year for a 7-day water fast. And she kept saying to me, "I wish we could get you to True North." And I'm like, well, what's stopping me? So I went down eventually when I could fly and the anxiety wasn't too bad. And I spent a total of about 3 months there, 2.5. So I knew that detox, or I guess I knew intuitively, or I felt that detoxifying was going to get me well. And I was right. It did. You know, it's been the main protocol for me healing Lyme is detoxification of my body.
Okay, so then you decided to switch to low fat. You learned about low fat, fruit-based approach, and you switched to it. What changes did you experience when you went low fat or vegan, and also what challenges?
Well, it's interesting when you're at True North, you're kind of you're under a doctor's care and the staff's care. And so you're doing things that if you did them at home, they wouldn't seem really scary, like water fasting for 12 days or juice fasting or even eating a super clean diet. even though I had those experiences at True North, when I came back and jumped into fruitarianism a few years later, I went through some really wicked, die off of Lyme, die off of Candida, detoxification. And I think that's when I called you, and you gave me some really good tips, like blend your greens with your bananas. Don't just be bananas all the time, straight up. And so I went through some pretty bad detox, and it was protracted. I would feel better usually after about 3 weeks, and then I would get worse. And so I kind of did this seesaw thing where I would start to eat cooked foods to deal with the die-off, or I would try to eat higher fat. And, my message is don't ever give up, because I didn't do it perfectly, but I never gave up. And over time, my body has detoxified, and now I'm pretty comfortable on fruit. I do think with Lyme that most people have to do more than diet. I've had to take antimicrobials. I've had to really focus on getting a lot of probiotics into my gut to restore and heal my gut. The fruit alone did not do that for me. It does for a lot of people. It didn't for me. I have to be careful of acid fruits, and I have to eat them with other things. And I can't just like mono meal oranges or grapefruits for 2 weeks straight, like some people can. So it's just kind of like I've had to learn everything I can about natural hygiene, but adapt it to this newer thing that we have called Lyme disease and heavy metals. Generally with Lyme disease, you have high heavy metals. So you want to really go slowly with it. And if I had to do it again, I would have transitioned more slowly into the lifestyle instead of just going raw overnight. I don't think it's the greatest idea for people with Lyme disease. So.
And how long did it take you to heal Lyme? Would you say you're fully healed now?
I don't know. The testing is so expensive. It's like $500 to take the test. I probably will do that because I feel so different now than I did even 3 years ago. I would say probably you're always going to carry different types of bad bacteria. We all do. The trick is to eat clean enough that you are constantly, keeping your immune system strong enough to fight these things off, and also keeping your probiotic count high in your gut and your immune system working well. The other thing that I've broken with, natural hygiene tenets, or the 80-10-10, is I do take some, I don't know if I would call it an herb, but I take things like schizandra root, which is it's a berry, so it's technically a fruit, but it helps detoxify the liver, and it stimulates the immune system, things like that. I've done some of the anti-Lyme herbs and things like that on and off, but I've had to kind of work holistically. And this is one really important thing about the fruit-based diet, is that all the detox that I've done has allowed me to tolerate the herbs that help me fight Lyme. I was so sick and I was so toxic when I started that I couldn't take any herbs. I couldn't take any of the Lyme medication. I couldn't take antibiotics. I couldn't do a lot of the things that have helped me now to heal. So detoxifying helped me to take the supplements that fight the Lyme. So it's been this kind of exponential healing as I've gotten more and more detox and gotten my immune system working.
Yeah, so it takes a while for sure. And even with the fruit-based diet, I think it's very important to eat a fruit-based diet, and not everyone will be able to do it 100% with their conditions, and especially like yours, as severe as yours. And fats, people will need to. So it is adapting it to your specific needs. But certainly other cleansing, like parasite cleansing and heavy metal cleansing and cleansing your body further with herbs, can definitely help. It's not something that you'll need to do for the rest of your life, but just during the initial stages when your health's been compromised for so many years and you have so much bacteria in your body, you want to cleanse it. So it totally makes sense.
Yeah, Lyme becomes a vicious cycle for some of us because we desperately need probiotics. And a lot of people with Lyme can't tolerate probiotics because they can't get through the die-off. So it was the fruit diet, the parasite cleansing that got me to where I could take a lot of probiotics and heal my gut. So even though it's a vicious downward cycle, you can reverse that cycle, and it can become exponentially healing over time. And the other thing is that Arnold Ehret, he wasn't right about everything, but he was right about a lot of stuff. So I love reading his original manuscripts, and his transitional diet is fantastic for Lyme. So things like cooked fruit, cooked squash, and applesauce. What else does he use? Some fruit juices, though you want to be careful with the candida with the pasteurized juices. But there's nothing wrong with eating. I mean, right now the way I eat, it's green smoothie, big salad. I just started adding fats in, so I do avocado. And then a mono meal is in there somewhere. Usually I'm into dragon fruits right now. And then at night I'll either do cooked sweet potato or I'll do a banana smoothie. But in the early days, I wish I had given myself permission, or I had known more about that mucusless diet healing system, because it's really gentle and it holds the detox back, and you're still eating fruit, so your digestion is working really nicely. I swear, like, sweet potatoes are a saving grace to somebody with Lyme disease who wants not to detox too quickly, but also have something that's easy on the digestion. Squash is even better, but I don't like squash as much as sweet potatoes. I think squash is another perfect food for Lyme disease.
Okay, so what advice would you give to people who want to start out on this lifestyle and do it also, and go through all the ups and downs, especially if they're cleansing their body and their system?
Well, I don't know. I think the fruitarian lifestyle is almost like, it's like a calling. Like, the minute I saw Arnold and watched his 7 steps to healing your body, I was sold. It took me years to get to where I was willing to do it, but there was something in him and his delivery and the people that he talked to. I knew he was telling the truth, and my body knew it. I would feel better when I watched him. And it was the same with your videos. I would watch your videos and I would sense, this sounds really corny, new age, but I would sense your aura, and I wanted that. I knew that you were, and people that I saw on the 80-10-10 channel, I knew they were living, and this sounds weird, as natural humans, and that I could sense that they were free of toxicity. And my body was just going, yes, yes, do that, do that. And so not everybody has that experience, and not everybody is called to this thing. I don't think you have to be, but if, I started out just watching a lot of videos. Watch healthy people. Don't get into the forums where people are talking about Lyme disease and how sick they are, and they're not getting better, and they're just cycling around talking about their treatments with antibiotics, and it's just a lot of hopelessness. Find people who are well on YouTube and watch their videos and do what they did. That's how I healed. I was very drawn to this detoxifying way of life, and I'd ask people what they did, and I hired you as a coach, and I did what you did, and I just kept at it. Even if I would mess up, I would just keep trying. And the other thing is, it's not a race, so I think it's important to get rooted in the plant-based lifestyle. Watch Forks Over Knives. Watch Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead to see somebody detoxifying. There's another movie called Super Juice Me, where you see sick people getting well on basically what is a fruit-based diet. It's fruit and vegetable juice, but it's still plants. And now we have the new movie that I can't remember, What the Health. Even if you try to do this and you don't do it perfectly, it's so much better than what most people with Lyme are doing. They're eating paleo diets. They're mixing paleo with plant-based or grains and it's this big toxic stew, and then they're expecting their doctor to get them well. Eating a healthy, clean, fruit-based diet, even if you mess up from time to time, is so much better than just signing your life away to a doctor.
Great. So. Okay. Thank you so much, Elisabeth.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
For sharing for talking about your journey. I know, Lyme condition affects a few people in our world, and it's so inspirational to know, and I'm sure it's so inspirational for others to see that you can heal yourself of it, and you can be well, and you can thrive, and it's not always going to be all and low and difficult and detoxing, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and with your story you just shared it, so thank you so much. And yes, I know you're quite a passionate enthusiast now, but this lifestyle, so keep it. I know it inspires a lot of people. Now you do have a Facebook group, don't you?
I do. It's called Healing with Mother Earth, and everybody's welcome. I ask that people have a profile picture so we can see them, but other than that, everybody's welcome. There was one other thing I wanted to say, the guiding principle that got me well. There were a few of them, but one of them is the slogan: if you focus on the solution gets bigger, and if you focus on the problem gets bigger. So we want to keep the focus on the solution. Stay out of groups that bring you down, and follow people that are healthy. So that was kind of what I did.
Right. All right. So thank you so much, and all the best. We'll keep in touch. And it's just so nice seeing you healthy and smiling and looking wonderful, because I've certainly seen you during your low parts of your journey when you just struggled with a lot of things, and it's just a different person now in front of me. It's just so wonderful to see that change in you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, remember to press the like button. Feel free to leave your comments below and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Eat sweet, keep fit, and we'll see you again in our next video. Bye.
Bye.